1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Out there in Banjo land, Mike Heading here, coming to you today with the great old-time song, Lazy John in the key of G. I did this song for mandolin and guitar, and I thought it'd be really fun to work up a banjo version as well. We're going to kind of mix the styles on this song. We got two solos. I'm going to do kind of some Scruggs stuff, kind of a little bit of single string, a little bit of melodic. We're going to kind of do more of a modern banjo arrangement where you're kind of mixing all three of those common styles together. It can be a really cool way to play a melody. I'll break down both the solos note for note just as I played at the beginning of the video, and then we'll go over some backup you can do, kind of where to throw in some licks, how to get into your solo from the backup and vice versa. We'll break that down in the backup section. All right, enough talking. Let's start breaking down Lazy John in the key of G. Here we go. All right, so let's start breaking down solo 1. Let's play the first 5 measures so you can kind of hear how the opening melody sounds, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Again, I'll do it slower. Okay, so let's start by kind of just breaking down the absolute basic melody so you can hear it, and then we'll kind of look at how we built up a little solo. So the basic melody would be right? So what we're going to do is add some more pinches and fill up the space with a little bit more rolls, right? We're kind of adapting a fiddle melody where a fiddle obviously can play like a longer bow. We can't really do that with banjo, so we have to fill up some of those spaces with rolls. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to start with our middle finger of our left hand, open 2, hammer on the 4th string on beat 3. So count 1, 2, and then I'm going to go. So open 2, hammer on 3, and then I'm going to pinch strings 3 and 1 with my index and middle finger of my right hand. You could also try thumb middle if you wanted. But I don't know, for me, I like the sound of the index and middle, the 2 metal finger picks. So that's what we're doing. We're going 1, 2. And then we're starting on a D chord even though the song's in G. So again, I'm going to continue doing that pinch again. I'm going to put my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and I'm going to pinch those 2 strings, same index and middle finger. And then my thumb's going to come down. I'm going to do thumb middle. And then like a little single string, I'm going to go. So. So I'm going index middle, and then thumb middle, and then thumb, index, thumb. Let's do just the right hand on its own, pretend they're all zeros for a second. Good little picking practice there. Add the left hand's not doing much, we just have this one note down, right? And then the melody is just a long note on the open 2nd string. And what we're going to do is fill that up with a slide on the 3rd string, right? Classic Scruggs style move. And then we actually do our pickup again. So we have. Make sure you get enough of that first note, the open 4th string on that hammer-on. That'll help the hammer-on come out. If you hammer on too quick, you need that first reference note, right? Response lick, pinch again, back to D. So we're going kind of from D to G to D, back and forth, kind of good practice there. We pinch again, And then I'm going to do more of like a little single string lick this time. I'm going to go. So I pinch again, and then I do thumb, index, and then thumb, index, thumb, index. Those are all with my right hand, right? My left hand just using my middle finger. And a couple ways you could practice that is practice it as written. That's into measure 5. The other way you could do it is with more like pull-offs, right? You could go. You want to do both those pull-offs, or do one of them as a pull-off, or so you can kind of create some little variations just doing different pull-offs. But I like kind of doing that single string. I think it kind of mimics like a mandolin pick or a fiddle bow where you're playing those really short, kind of quick attacks. It just kind of articulates the melody a little bit there. So we have, and then we go outside strings, thumb, middle. And that's actually basically most of the verse part. We actually just repeat that whole thing then. So if you get the first 5 measures down, you basically have half of the solo down already. So that might be a good spot to loop. Let's just loop measures 1 through 5. So we'll play 1 through 5 and then go back up into measure 2, right? Here we go. So 1, 2. Back to measure 2. So again, like I said, if you get that down, that's exactly the same as measure 6, right? Starts over. And then right here, we're going to do something different. We're going to do alternating thumb roll. That's into measure 9, and then a 2/4 slide, which is going to set us up going into the C chord, okay?